All right, guys, thank you for joining me. Excuse the wrong date on the opening screen. I knew that was going to happen one day. Anyway, as per usual, guys, Wednesday midweek report. For those that might be new to the channel or new to this, we just talk about other things that happened during the week that we might have missed or just interesting news altogether. So, where I want to start is actually a trend that's really, really pissing me off. I'm not sure why this is a thing. I really don't. Too many parents are getting away with this because they're stating that this is an accident. So, Mr. Landfill, thank you for the 5x5. Being, guys, that I don't think it's an accident. I think it's bullshit. 2 Tim 3 Glock, thank you for the 5x5. And yeah, man, it's becoming too much of a thing, if you ask me. Carnivore, Love and Life, thank you for the 5x5. Coffee First, thank you for the 5x5. Let's see. Last night's testing screen for the Angry Film Critic worked. So thank you guys for helping out, for those who did. We could have sat there for hours talking about different movies. But, again, appreciate it. So, guys, with that, sorry. I want to discuss this first. Now, I was going to talk about, obviously, the Trump thing that happened Saturday and more stories that came out of the woodworks. But parents are accidentally leaving their kids in vehicles, in hot-ass vehicles, I might add. And a lot of these kids are dying. Now, the first time, I mean, we've been hearing about it forever. And they've been charging parents left and right. They used to charge parents left and right. But there was one incident here in New York, in the Bronx to be exact, where a guy left two of his kids, twins, in the backseat of a hot car during the summer day, and both kids wind up passing away. So, Nancy, buy the book. Thank you for the 5x5. So with that, I thought it was bullshit. I thought right out of the gates, this guy's lying. There is no way you leave your twin kids in the car and both of them expire. So, of course, until this day, I'll call bullshit on that. Six strings, that's exactly my point. Motherfuckers will remember their phones, the keys to their car, but you leave two human beings in the back seat, twins at that, go to work, and then in mid-shift go, oh shit, run downstairs hours later and remember hours later that you left your kid in the car? I'm not buying it, like not at all. Anyway, that was the first case that the guy actually got off on it. But now it's starting to become a trend. And I don't understand how you leave your kids in the car to begin with. This is a big ass thing that you carry in the car. You put it in the back seat. And then when it's in the back seat with you, it's still making noise, cooing noises, in some cases crying. So then you get out of the car, you go to work, or you go home to play video games, as one guy just got in trouble for. And I think he got charges, but I don't know if it's going to stick. A lot of these people are seemingly getting away with it. Charges are being dropped, or they're charging them with misdemeanor and child endangerment, which child endangerment can always be knocked down, right? So cops will give you child endangerment. A lot of them are not being charged with homicide, which I would charge them with homicide and stick with it. The problem with charging them with homicide is that in a lot of cases, if not all, it is hard to determine whether the person did it on purpose. That's the hard part about it. So, I mean, I have 5 kids. There is no way on God's green earth I could forget any of them. Being that they are a pain in the ass to begin with, that's number one, first and foremost. But even when they're quiet, how do you forget the kids? So, grit and grace, I mean, I get it. But you can't be that distracted that you leave a kid in the car. It really can't. So now I'm looking at this new trend and I'm starting to think maybe these people, some of them, not all, some of these people are doing it on purpose. And this is a way that they get rid of their kids by leaving them in a hot car and going, oh my God, I forgot my kid. And then they go downstairs 3 hours later and the kid is expired, right? I mean, there was a lady, I mean, she was charged with murder. The lady that left her kid in the crib with a bottle, a baby bottle, something to that effect, and went to Puerto Rico on a vacation, came back and the kid was dead. Now, this lady, this is, when I was reading it, initially when it happened, when I read it, I was like, all right, she intentionally wanted to kill this kid. But when the case was over and I read the case, I was like, this moron thought that the kid, which was a few months old, could take care of herself because the kid was able to hold his own bottle or her own bottle to feed herself. So this moron thought that the baby was going to last off of the 2 bottles or 3 bottles that she left in the crib. And that the kid was going to feed itself and then change its own diapers. So this lady was an utter moron, because when she got home, she went, oh shit, and called 911 right away. She didn't hesitate. So that led me to believe that this idiot thought that this kid was going to take care of herself or be self-sustaining enough while she was away. Meanwhile, this chick was on Instagram, I think it was, or TikTok, partying away and doing videos and stuff. So that was that idiot. Nonetheless, she went to jail for, I forgot what it was. I want to say 45 years. It was something substantial that when she gets out, she'll no longer be partying. With that, guys, these people, I think, are going out of their way to off their kids by leave them in hot-ass cars. Now, there was a guy just the other day, maybe a week ago, he left his kid in the car. His wife called to see how the kid was doing, and she can hear the franticness in his voice. And she heard him say, oh my God, and then run, and I guess he dropped his phone, and then you can hear him running around the house, and then he runs outside. And I think on the phone, she could hear him screaming from outside. I don't give a fuck if it was an accident or not, you're going to jail. If I could be the judge in charge of all of these cases, you're going to jail for life for being a fucking asshole. There is no excuse for leaving your kids in the car. People don't even leave their dogs in the car accidentally, and people are leaving their kids in the car. Granted, dogs do move around and they do get your attention. There's no way. So that being said, off with their heads, all of them. I don't understand, guys. I do not understand how you could pick a kid up, put it in the car, drive home, and then forget about that kid. When I'm in the car, the only thing I'm focused on is the kid. Making sure he's okay, looking around to make sure no one's speeding up behind me so that they don't rear end me. Like, all of these things are going through my head when I'm driving, right? I'm not looking at my phone, and if I do glance at my phone, I glance at the kid. I make sure I can see the kid in the rearview mirror, and then I can also see out the rearview mirror. So you tilt the mirror a little bit just so that you can see this car seat, not the kid, obviously, and then out the out the rearview mirror. But these parents are getting away with legit murder. Now, I'm going to do a longer video on it, but I think this is bullshit. Enough already. Enough already with these parents getting away with accidentally leaving their kids in the car because they're stressed out. They have a lot on their minds. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. You got a lot on your mind. You'll remember to make a post in a heartbeat, right? You'll remember, oh man, it's 2 o'clock. I got to make this post. Oh man, it's 11 o'clock. I got to eat lunch. You know, you remember all of those things, that you forget a human being in your car. Fuck you, seriously. I mean, listen. There are a lot of people that make excuses for shit. Like, I was thinking about suicide yesterday because I was driving by the vessel downtown New York. So for those that don't know and not frequent New York, the vessel was an area where people were throwing themselves off, right? So they were committing, the act of ending their life. And there's no excuses for suicide either, like zero. And because I think it's a selfish act. I understand suicide to a point. Let me walk that back a little bit. I understand certain suicides, right? You get a brain tumor or something like that. You get a terminal illness. You're coming down with dementia, Alzheimer's, something like that. I get it. I understand. Especially if you're old. That's fine. But if you're going to commit suicide, do it somewhere where you're not a big inconvenience to everybody else. Like throwing yourself off a bridge. That's a big inconvenience to everybody else. You want to do this shit, guys? Do it somewhere where you're not inconveniencing the entire fucking population of the human race. The vessel was shut down for years because people who were traveling there, like one kid from Pennsylvania, woke up one morning and goes, the vessel travels all the way to New York, gets to the very top. I don't think it was the very top. It was like close to the top, and then threw himself off. All right. So the second person does it. They close it down. They put these glass barriers up. All right. Then a chick does it. I think she was the last person to do it. She climbs over the glass barrier because it wasn't that high, and she throws herself off. Now they open it up again, or they're opening up again. They're gonna have roving guards, right? So making sure people don't throw themselves off. But the vessel was an art piece from some artist that people could walk in and get entertained. But now you're throwing yourself off because you're a fucking piece of shit that wants to fucking make everybody else's life miserable. You're miserable? Do yourself a favor. There's a bathtub and a home. Stay there, do what you gotta do, and then let somebody find you 30 days later, whatever it is. I can't understand, not that I can't, I understand suicides. I do, especially when people are battling with certain ailments in their head. But that is not to say that I agree with it, because I don't. And I think it is a very selfish act. You leave people behind that love you. You leave people behind that need you. Especially if you're a kid and your father or your mother off themselves. Your kid is always going to need you. And at the very least, wait till they're adults and then do it. At the very least. Battle that battle a few more years. Wait till your kids are established, and then do what you got to do. But anyway, it's a selfish act. Leaving your kids in the car, a very selfish act. And I don't buy it for a second. But, like I say, people are getting away with this because society today is like, oh, poor baby. Okay, we'll let this one go. You only get one, guys. You only get one. You get one chance at this shit. But, whatever. Right, like, I found out a few years ago that there's a park by me, and apparently it's not just that park, it's a few parks. It's a national, not a national park, but it's a state park, Harriman State Park, upstate New York. It's about the southern end of it, or southern edge of the park, is about 45 minutes from here, half hour, 45 minutes, depending on how you drive. But, the park guy, the state park police guy was like, I was, getting shit out of my car, and, I guess he came over to be nosy, whatever the fuck he was doing. But we started talking, and he was like, yeah, man, people kill themselves in the parking lot all the time. I'm like, really? I go, how? He goes, gunshot. Those people, they sit in the car and they off themselves. I go, why? He goes, I don't know. But he goes, often enough, we'll drive by, and the park will be closed, or it'll be one car, and we pull in to see if the person's, in the car. And he goes, if the person's in the car, he goes, obviously it's something bad. But Not upstate New York. He goes, that's not upstate New York. But yeah, he says it happens all the time. I'm like, and so I would promote people, if you're gonna do it somewhere like that. Do it at the beach. Fuck it. Sit in your car and do it at the beach. Throw yourself in the Hudson River. Pretty sure you'll die before you fucking drown with all the shit that's in there. But don't fucking inconvenience people with your selfish bullshit. And that's what suicides are. Suicides are selfish fucking pricks. They're selfish all the way around. They're selfish for leaving their family members behind, and they're selfish for inconveniencing everybody else. Selfish motherfuckers. But leaving your kid in the car, that's the ultimate selfish move. And there's no excuse for it. But society today, or psychologists, are making excuses for them. Go fucking figure. Anyway, let's get on with more pressing issues, such as this nonsense with the Trump campaign. Not the Trump campaign, the almost assassination. Anyway, article, Thomas Cook's cell phone and transmitter seen next to his body after the Trump shooting. Now, I have a question about the body of Thomas Crook. Or Crooks. Crook. Excuse me. No, Crooks. Yeah, Thomas Crooks. I have the question about his body. When you look at the photo of where his body was and the rifle, why was the rifle so far away from the body? Did he get hit and go, oh my God, and roll across and away from the rifle? Like, I don't understand that. Like, normally when you get dropped to where you are, right? You don't go, boom, oh, and then you start rolling away from the rifle, right? So when you look at the photo, that was the first thing that stood out in my mind. I'm like, why was his body so far away from that rifle? Or did he get hit, boom, oh, and then throw the rifle? I don't know. The rifle was in the position of, or in the direction of Trump, but his body was a good 10 feet away, if not 15 feet away from the rifle. You missed this blowing up. Yeah, Benjamin, so is, what the fuck was it? Staged. That's blowing up too. Hashtag staged. Look that up. It doesn't get any stupider than that. Anyway, Thomas Cook's cell phone was pictured alongside a remote transmitter and his dead corpse atop the manufacturing plant where he shot the former President Donald Trump. As it was revealed, he asked his boss for a day off of work because he has something to do. I love that excuse now. People are going to be telling their bosses, I need a day off. Why? I got something to do. That's it. Just walk away. And I got something to do is when you tell people to mind your fucking business. That's the equivalent of that. Because most people, they'll be like, I got something to do. What is it? Oh, well, you know. Or what do you need off for? Oh, well, I got something to do with my kids, or I got something to do with my husband, or I got a dental appointment, a doctor appointment. When someone goes, hey, why do you need off? I got something to do. And then you walk away, that's something to go fuck themselves. Anyway, the gray 12-button remote and newer model phone were recovered from the 20-year-old's lifeless body on the top of the AGR International Corporation roof. Complex after a Secret Service sniper fatally shot him in the face during Saturday's rally. It didn't say that. I added that in there. The transmitter is believed to have connected to an explosive device found inside Crook's car, as investigators suggest he had planned to stage a distraction during the shooting. Interesting. Crooks was spotted by law enforcement with a rangefinder and looking at the phone nearly an hour before. What? Crook was spotted by law enforcement with a rangefinder and looking at the phone nearly an hour before Trump took stage. Oh, okay. He was first raised suspicions around 3 p.m., nearly 3 hours before the shooting. Interesting. When he passed through the security screening arena with the rangefinder. A rangefinder is a device, that is a binocular. It's not a binocular. It's a monocular used by hunters and target shooters to measure out the distance of a long-range shot. They might have rangefinders that are binoculars, but most rangefinders are monoculars, single. Investigators' working theory is Crook went to his car, to retrieve the AR-style rifle he stole from his father. WPXI reported Beaver County cops noticed the suspicious man on a roof and took a picture of him and reported it around 5:54. Wait a minute. They saw him on the roof the whole time. Now, granted, he was outside the security zone. He could have been a worker, but he was laying prone. Be kind and rewind. That was a shitty movie, by the way. Ruben, thank you for bringing that up. Let's see. Seconds before Crook took his shot at Trump, a local cop interrupted the shooter, who pointed the AR-style rifle at him before the cop dropped and fell 8 feet down. The cop jumped off. He didn't fall. Let's just get that out of the way. The cop turned coward. Oh my God, my vagina's bleeding. And then he jumped off the roof. I forgot my tampons. Although a bullet only grazed Trump's right ear, Crooks killed a hero firefighter and father, Corey, I can't pronounce his last name, who was at the rally with his wife and his daughter. He shielded his wife and his daughter. The 50-year-old dad shouted, "Get down," and used his body to shield his family and gunfire before he was fatally shot. Now, I believe that he took aim at Trump and then turned fire on the crowd, because where the fireman was and where Trump was a good 20 feet away, maybe more than that. And that's not a slight move of the right barrel. That's a move of the barrel, right? So it's not like this, it was like that. So I think he opened fire on the crowd as well. 2 other rally goers were also injured. One lady wound up passing out. They didn't put that in the article. Crooks, who worked for Bethel Park Skilled Nursing and Rehabilitation Center, allegedly told his colleagues that he would see them Sunday. The gunman requested the 13 off, telling his boss he had something to do. Moments before the shooting, one of the 4 Secret Service counter-assault teams observed Crook looking at them through the rangefinder. They were looking at him while he was looking at them, an official told the outlet. He accessed the roof by climbing on top of the building's air conditioning system before hoisting himself up. Investigators reportedly found a bulletproof vest, fully loaded magazines, and 3 remote control explosive devices that Crooks had in his car. 2 sniper teams were set up on a rooftop near the location Crooks took shot from. WPIX said Tuesday, citing multiple Pennsylvania County law enforcement sources. No Secret Service team was set up on the roof where Crooks was because it was too slanted. Get the fuck out of here. Is that the excuse they're going with? Embattled Secret Service Director Kimberly Cheadle. Cheadle said it was too slanted. You could break dance on that fucking roof. You could set up a tea party on that fucking roof. You could fucking have a barbecue on that roof. It wasn't that slanted. The roof that the guys are on were as slanted as the one he was on. And that's the excuse this bitch is using? Cheadle, bitch? Kimberly Cheadle? Get the fuck out of here. Holy shit. You could have a soiree on the top of that roof. It was so fucking flat. There was a pitch to it, but it wasn't slanted. Yo, somebody needs to punch this bitch in the face. Like a running across the room punch in the face. Who in the fuck says that? It was slanted. Anyway, fucking 2-bit whore. Excuse me. Cheadle admitted that the agency knew the building rooftop was a security vulnerability, but opted not to position agents there, leaving the area wide open for Crooks to take an unobstructed view of Trump. Now, interestingly enough, behind that building there's the water tower. Now, the water tower, guys, you're going to start seeing videos on it because people are making a conspiracy theory connection to it. There is no connection. They left the water tower open, exposed. They could have put just a scout on that water tower, and he would have seen everything. Put him up there with binoculars or monoculars and on a rifle, he would have been clear. He would have been good to go. You would have gave him some Chester Cheesies, those little cheater things, and some fucking Pepsis, and he would have been squared the fuck away. But instead, she goes, we knew it was a vulnerable position. This is why she should get fired. After making a statement like that, an open statement that we knew it was security vulnerability, It was a vulnerable position. Fire that bitch. Bitch, you're fired. Trump, step into my office, whore. You're fired. That's what he should do, but he's not. Because he's not the president yet. But anyway. The phone found in Crook's body is one of two being investigated by the FBI. There is no investigating a phone. You plug it in, you download all the contents to a computer. In seconds, you can get all of the dangerous contents from his phone. Don't give me that bullshit that it's going to take them 3 days to do it. It doesn't. It takes an hour at best. Somebody shoots at the next president of the United States. You take the phone, you grab the phone, give it to the FBI agent. Yo, check this shit out. All right, they can in fact do it on scene. If they have to, they can do it on scene. Access all the information from his phone and then done. They don't have to send it to Quantico and all these other places. They could do this shit on scene. Now, with the president, they can do it on scene. I guess Trump being the next president, they have to send it to the FBI. But guess what? It's a fucking 2-hour drive from Pennsylvania. Not even. The nearest FBI office is also in Pennsylvania. I forgot what city. You take it straight there. They can crack this phone in seconds. So they're full of shit when they sit there and say they're investigating the phone. Seconds. And then they look through it and they can ping for all of the flagged words of shit on his phone. And then after that, it might take a day or two to look at everything else. But yeah, fuck these dudes in their fucking line. They think we're stupid. They think that, yo, the NYPD could look through my phone. If I fucking got shot tomorrow and they're like, oh, get the Angry Pepper's phone. They could look through my phone within seconds and find out all of the fucking bullshit on my phone. Right? Or anything they think is bullshit. Oh, look at this. He did a video fucking talking about Eric Adams. They could find that shit out in seconds. So don't let them lie to you and be like, it takes days for them to look through the phone. No, it doesn't. Not anymore. In the beginning it did. Not anymore. Let's see where this fucking lying bullshit goes. The investigators had sent the phone out, found the phone on the shooter's body and sent it to the Pittsburgh office. That's where it was. Pittsburgh's office. And they sent the phone there so that they can get looked at. To investigate the FBI. The phone body, which was found, investigated by the FBI, which also found a phone with a dead battery at his parents' house in Bethel Park. The phone was then sent to the FBI office in Pittsburgh. The device was sent to the FBI's laboratory in Quantico, Virginia. Again, sent to Quantico, Virginia. It's a 2-hour drive, where the agents used technology from digital intelligence company Cyber. Why do we need to know the intelligence company? Celebrite. It opened it up 40 minutes. To open it up in 40 minutes. It doesn't take 40 minutes to open up a phone. It really doesn't. Like, not at all. Anyway, the investigation into the phone and first reported by the Post found few answers, nothing leading to it. So now, this guy, guys, had nothing on his phone. Nothing on his phone. Nothing at all. And that is alarming because he did something that current shooters don't normally do. They usually leave a paper trail or a digital trail of some kind. This kid had zero. That means he was planning this out for a very, very long time. And he was on it. And I'm not giving him props, but I'm giving him props in the fact that he did something smart. He left no trail. He just did it. He got it done. He missed, but he got it done. Imagine planning this and you miss. Man, they're breaking your balls as we speak. And the guy had it all squared away, and then he was taking a shot, and he's like, boom, and he looks over the scope, he goes, fuck, and then he starts firing, because he knew what was going to happen next when he missed. He knew exactly what was going to happen next. He knew the snipers were going to fucking hit him. But yeah, a lot of shit that this article's saying just reads like bullshit. But here goes another bullshit article, not related to the whole Trump thing. This is another bullshit article. There's something in here that's wrong with this article. So let's go through it real quick before we go off the air, because I have a couple of things to do. But let's get this article out of the way. 6 American and Vietnamese guests found dead in a Bangkok hotel were poisoned with cyanide after a business deal gone wrong, or feud. 6 Americans and Vietnamese guests found dead in an upscale Bangkok hotel. First of all, first mistake, going to Bangkok. were killed with cyanide. One of them believed to have poisoned the others over a bad investment. Traces of a rapid-acting chemical were uncovered during an autopsy and on drinking glasses and a teapot found inside the room at a 5-star Grand Hyatt hotel. It's called Erewhon, where the bodies were discovered on Tuesday, late Tuesday. Relatives of the 3 women and 3 men told investigators there had been a dispute amongst the group about debt tied to an investment. A husband and wife were among the dead, had invested about 10 million baht, is that how you say it? Which is an equivalent of $278,000, with 2 of the others to build a hospital in Japan. They may have been meeting at the hotel to settle the matter. 2 of the guests, Chong Shin, 56, and Dang Hua Vang, 55, both had U.S. passports. They're not Americans. Whatever. 4 Vietnamese nationals were identified as Nang Gua Thai, Ping Chong Ho, I'm making these names up because I can't pronounce them, Feng Hong Tong, Tran Ding Pu, and Nhua Ching He. Chinese flick, dude. All 56, 55, 47, 49, 37, the youngest, and 46. The group had checked into a posh hotel various points over the weekend, were at least seen alive heading into their rooms Monday afternoon. Security footage showed one of the women receiving a room service delivery shortly before the 5 arrived. One was spotted leaving the room in the aftermath, and the door was locked from inside. 4 of the bodies were located in the living room and 2 in the bedroom. Hanky panky. He said 2 of them appeared to have tried to reach for the door but collapsed before they could, because they saw something was wrong. Something went wrong. Yes, right? Something went wrong. That's for sure. Anyway, cops immediately started testing the drinks and found inside the room after traces of suspicious substance were spotted floating in the cup and glasses. Photos of the crime scene show that the cups and teapots strewn across the table, someone threw it, while the room service remained untouched. Traces of cyanide were recovered during the initial autopsy performed at Bangkok Ching Pong Ping Hospital. Like I said, I'm not going to play myself and pronounce it. We assume that 6 died from cyanide at Ching Pong Ping Hospital, told reporters. Some fucking guy with a name I'm not even going to play myself. Cops are still probing the cyanide, how the cyanide was obtained. Meanwhile, police had early said that they were searching for a 7th person, also a Vietnamese national, whose name was a part of the hotel booking. They have determined that that person was a sibling of one of the 6 killed, had left Thailand July 10th and is believed to had no involvement in the deaths because they said the room was locked from the inside. Bullshit. There's way more to this story. Vietnamese and U.S. ambassador have been contacted over the deaths, and the FBI is going en route to investigate. The FBI's got their hands full this week. U.S. State Department spokesperson Matthew Miller's offered condolences to the family. Yo, listen, condolences are nothing. They mean nothing. If I die, please don't have anybody from the mayor's office talking about my death like they knew who the fuck I was. If Eric Adams gets on the stage, hit him in the head really fucking hard with a shoe. I don't want that sack of shit or any sack of shit at anything related to me dying. If I die in a fire, do not have this man speaking for me like he fucking knew me. Fuck that dude. That fucking piece of shit. I don't want any of these piece of shit politicians talking on my behalf. Don't. The governor of PA talking on behalf of the firefighter like he knew him. Fuck you, dude. You don't know us. You don't know our fucking lifestyle. You don't know our culture. Don't act like you do. Like, not at all. One of the union guys who know me, absolutely, talk about me. My wife or ex-wife, talk about me. One of my kids' mother, fine. The homeless dude on the fucking street could talk about me before one of these piece of shit politicians do. Fuck that. Fuck them. they can fucking kiss my ass. But yeah, none of those dudes are allowed to speak to me or speak about. I hate when they say, and you know that Mr. Charles was a nice dude. He did his best. Fuck you. You don't fucking know me. You know, like, yo, Jason, that motherfucker was a pain in the ass. But, you know, then whatever you're going to say behind it. But fuck that piece of shit. But, yeah, it's just fucking, I hate when politicians talk on behalf, like they read from the script, and they're like, and he was touching souls by saving lives. Get the fuck out. It wasn't touching souls. It was fucking fighting fires and having fun breaking people's shit apart. That's what I have fun doing. When I go to fires, I enjoy breaking shit apart. Because that's what we do. That's what we're supposed to do. You know? And that's how you get your frustration out. You break shit apart. We have fun going to fires. Now, yes, at people's misfortunes, does it suck? It does. Especially during Christmas time. Something about Christmas time and fires that always suck. But when you're breaking fucking walls open and you're fucking destroying windows, and that's like the fucking highlight. When you're pulling ceilings to expose fire, that's the fucking highlight of the shit. But these people like, he was touching souls and saving lives. He isn't touching souls. He's fucking doing my job. Fucking piece of shit. Anyway, sorry about that rant. It pisses me off when these guys act like they know us. They don't fucking know us from a hole in the wall. And they can't live in this world. That's a world for us. Don't get me wrong. I love breaking doors open. That is the highlight of my tour. You gotta force a door. Yes. Because breaking doors open is always a challenge. Always a challenge. And it's not for me to explain to you guys to understand. I can't. You know, but whatever. Then I got old. I used to be built like Jason, then I got old. Yeah, man, don't get old. Don't do it. But anyway, last story. I found this one to be interesting because this is something else I don't understand. I don't understand it. But 340-pound Indiana woman arrested after sitting on a 10-year-old foster son who died 2 days later. Now, if you are a sack of shit, why are you donating? Why are you fostering kids? Why are you adopting kids to then wind up hurting them and killing them? A 340-pound Indiana woman was charged with reckless homicide this week after she allegedly suffocated a 10-year-old foster son when she sat on him for several minutes. Jennifer Lee Wilson, 48, allegedly killed youngster Dakota Levy Stevens in April after he attempted to escape to a neighbor's house, while Wilson is accused of sitting on the boy outside her home in what she said was a bid to stop him from acting up. The obese parent tried calling his caseworker as the little boy, who only weighed 90 pounds, was screaming, but he eventually stopped moving and probable cause affidavit states. A doorbell camera showed footage of Wilson laying on top of the boy even when he stopped moving. At one point, she asked if he was faking it, but saw his eyelids were pale. The cops arrived. Dakota was no longer breathing and didn't have a pulse. Wilson appeared visibly distraught as emergency responders tried to save the boy. I was laying on him and he was acting bad. All right, whatever. Dakota was airlifted to a hospital where he was pronounced dead 2 days later. The death was ruled a homicide as it was dead. It was, again, like this 340-pound woman thought she weighed what? 180 pounds? You're 345 pounds. What the fuck are you sitting on a kid for? And the worst part about it is the kid died under fat. That's the worst part about it. As the kid is realizing he's slowly dying, in this kid who's 10 years old, who has the wherewithal to know how he's going out. I'm going out under this smelly fat woman. That's how he's dying. I mean, yo, there are a million ways you can go out. Like as a grown man, if a chick sat on you and she was hot, you'd be like, all right, this is the way to go out. But as a 10-year-old, have a 340-pound fat Indiana woman sitting on you, and this is how, and that's the last thought to your head, going through your head is, I was playing with my toy, now I got this big bitch sitting on my face, suffocating me. That's a shitty way to go. That is a very bad way to go. I mean, like, yo, There's a million other ways you can go out. You get to heaven, and Jesus is looking at you like, you get the pass, son. You get the God bless, the angel wings, the whole 9 yards. Matter of fact, go to VIP. You had to deal with that bullshit? Holy shit. Yeah, and that's the thing. He had his whole life and he was 10. And he's dead. Because he was acting out. Then send him back to the fucking caseworker. Sitting on him is fucking nothing. Whatever. Anyway, let's end it on that fucking note. But, yeah, man. That sucks. What's her last name? Jones? Indiana Jones. Yeah. Fat Jones. Fatalophagus. Yo, you died under fat. Holy shit. You died under fat. That's how you died. Fat. Yuck. Anyway, guys. I'll see you guys Thursday night for a doubleheader. Other than that, thank you for joining me. Thank you for dealing with my bullshit. I will see you guys later this week. And I'll try to see if I can do a live stream on the movie channel. See what movie I can think of. You guys threw too many movies at me. But anyway, thank you for watching.